let's take a look at how you can join and separate objects in Blender. So here we have this object. Let's press Shift D to duplicate and move it along the x-axis, something like there. Now, certain functions in Blender only works when you have a single object, so it doesn't work on two separate objects. To join two objects together, it's very simple. We select both objects, and if you look in the outliner, these are two separate objects. Let's hover our cursor in 3D viewport, and then we can simply press Ctrl J, and it's going to join these two objects together. And if you look again in the outliner, now this is a single object. Now let's tap into edit mode, and using the face selection mode, select these two faces and press I to inset, and it's going to use this inset tool. And let's say that I want to bridge these two objects together. Now this function only works when we have a single object. It doesn't work on two separate objects. So to do that, we go to edge menu and then bridge edge loops, and it creates this bridge between these two objects. Let's go ahead and press Ctrl Z a couple times to undo a few of those steps. To separate an object, let's see how we can do that. And also, there's a very cool selection method called select linked. And the way it works is that you simply hover your cursor over the object that you want to select, but it only works when two objects are not connected or merged together. And you'll see what I mean by that in a second. But if you have two objects that are not like really connected or welded together, you simply hover your cursor over the object and press L key, and it selects it. And then as you hover your cursor over more parts of those objects and press L, it's going to keep selecting those. So it's a very quick way to select. Let's go and press L here, and this is going to select it. And then to separate, we simply press P, and it opens up the separate menu. We can separate by selection, so it's going to separate whatever we have selected by material. If you have an object with multiple materials, it's going to separate all the different parts that has different materials. And then we have loose parts. In this case, this is a loose part, so either of these is going to give us same result. Let's go ahead and separate by selection, and in the outliner we have two separate objects. Let's tap out of the edit mode so we can select this new object and work with it. So that's how you can join and separate objects. Let's take a look at merging objects. So when we select two objects and we join them together by pressing Ctrl J, these objects are now a single object, but this is still not connected. Now the reason you might want to merge two objects is that sometimes when you have organic shapes or more integrated objects and you don't merge your objects, then it creates weird artifacts. So let's go ahead and enable our snapping to vertex mode. And then if we switch to vertex selection mode, select this vertex point, grab it and move it there, you can see that it's going to snap right over there, just like that. Now, even though it looks connected, and these two objects are not connected. So if I turn off snapping and then left click to select this vertex point, G to grab, you can see it's not connected. So even though it looks connected, it's not connected, and then it's going to give me weird artifacts if I have more integrated object that I'm working with. So when you have something like that, you would want to merge these objects together so that they're really connected. So to connect these, if you make a selection like this, since these are overlapping, both of these will not be selected, so it's easier if you select the X-ray mode and then drag select to select both vertex points, and then to merge you press M key. It opens up the merge menu, or you can access this under mesh menu, and then down here you should be able to find merge. So let's go ahead and do that. Click merge, and then we have merge by distance. Click here, and down here you'll notice it says removed one vertex, and we can open this distance option here, and you can see that it's a very low number. What it means is that it's only going to merge what's like really close to each other, so anything that sort of overlaps. The benefit of this option is that if even we don't select both of these, this was just to sort of demonstrate, but if I press A to select everything in my object and then press M and select merge by distance, you can see it removed one vertex, and that's for this vertex down here. So it's only going to sort of merge everything that is really close to each other or almost sort of overlapping each other. So that's how you can sort of merge these objects. And now if I go ahead and select the vertex point and move, you can see that it's not connected and both objects are merged together. Let's go ahead and press Ctrl Z a couple times to go a few steps back. Now, if we select both of these vertex points and press M key, we have some other options like merge at center. So it's going to move both of these vertices to the center and merge them. So if we do that, it's going to automatically sort of merge them at the center. And then we also have other options like merge at cursor, so this is going to do it at the 3D cursor, and we can also move the first vertex point to the last one, or we can move the last one to the first one, like that. Or if we do this one, that's going to be opposite. So that's how you can do that. So first you can join two objects together, and then you can separate them if you want to. And if those two objects are joined together, but they are not really connected unless you merge them. So all of these different functionalities have different uses on different use cases. So that's how you can join and separate objects, and what it means to be a loose part or really welded together or merged object. So this is something that we'll be using a lot in the final project for this course. So again, we tap into edit mode, we select the part of our object that we want to separate, and we press Shift D to duplicate that. And so when we press Shift D, it duplicates it, and then it gives us control for movement. When we right click, it just cancels the movement, but we did duplicate this, and then we can just separate this by pressing P, separate by selection, tap out of the edit mode so that we can select the new object that we just duplicated, and then we can move that object. So you can see very easy and quick. So that's how you can separate and join objects together in Blender.